welcome back to Copilot, and welcome to another episode of Adventures with BeyondAtc. Today we're going to follow up our last episode with another episode right here, and we're going to do it in the opposite direction this time. In the last episode, we saw that we ran into some issues with BeyondAtc, a few bugs. You can see them in that episode. I'll leave a link in the description below to that episode. And then when we arrived here in Toronto, we kind of had to make our own way to the ramp because ATC instructions, the ATC data, BeyondAtc's data wasn't matching up with the data that we have in telling us to taxi on runways we don't have. I am using Navigraph charts. My whole sim is synced up with Navigraph charts and the latest nav data from Navigraph charts and SimBrief. So just to let you know, that's how my sim is running, and BeyondAtc doesn't have the ability at this point to connect or link up with Navigraph to see our Navigraph data. Now the two airports we're using are both payware airports. They're Fly Tampa airports, Toronto and Tampa. At least I think my Tampa International Airport might not be a Fly Tampa Airport. I can't remember actually off the hand. I'll have to find out about that now that I think about it. But Toronto Pearson here is a Fly Tampa Airport. And my Tampa International Airport is also a payware airport. I'm just not sure if it's Fly Tampa. Okay, so we'll get right into it. Now, in our last, before we get into it, let me show you one other thing. A problem we had in the last episode with BeyondAtc. When I went to get the ATIS, I was getting two ATISs on the same channel, and it was hard to figure out what was what and what was. They were talking over top. Both recordings were going over top of each other, and they were different ATISs. One of the ATISs kind of matched up with my SimBrief flight plan that I generated, and the other ATIS was the BeyondAtc ATIS, which was different than my SimBrief flight plan information and my Navigraph information. And ATC put me on a short runway instead of one of the main runways when it could have put me on one of the main runways. So, like when it comes to the weather data and all that, there's a discrepancy there, and how BeyondAtc assigns runways. More often than not, I'm finding that BeyondAtc is not assigning the runway or departure that I have on my SimBrief that I generated on SimBrief. But okay, let's continue on. Let me show you first off. Let's go here and show you first off how I fixed that double ATC. I think one of the ATCs one of the ATISs I was hearing was from Flight Sim itself, and the other one was from BeyondAtc, and that's where I was having the problem. So you come over here to where it says Assistance Options. You click on that. You go down here to User Experience, and I came down here where it says ATC Voices, and that was on, and I turned that was on, and I turned that to off. And when I went and checked, afterwards there was only one ATC on the frequency. So we'll see what happens here. We're gonna go and check that right now and get our clearance and get this show on the road and see what kind of experience we have on this flight compared to what we had on the last flight. Okay, we'll go there. Let's bring up BeyondAtc again. Now, it's also in the last episode, BeyondAtc gave me taxi instructions to the active. I got there, I was holding short. I called ready for departure, and it told me to backtrack the runway when I was already at the hold short line waiting to go. The backtrack, the runway made no sense. So we'll see what happens when we get to our active here. But first off, let's go over and get our ATIS and see if we got one or two ATISes on the channel here.
Bravo. 1421 Zulu. Wind 020 at 7, visibility 12. Rain, ceiling 5000 broken, 7300 overcast. Temperature 15, dew point 14, altimeter 29er. Landing runway 06 left, 06 right, tree right, tree left. Departing runway 0506 left, 06 right, tree right, tree left. Transition level 180. Advise on initial contact, you have information, Bravo. Toronto.
Okay, well that was much better. We got a single ATIS there. And the runways that are in use seem to line up with my SimBrief flight plan there. So let's see if they give us I know they made mention to the runway 6 right, 6 left. But on our SimBrief flight plan, if you look at our flight plan one more time, we were scheduled on the Beach 3 to ERA transition and departing on runway 33 right. So let's see what they give us. So I'm expecting 33 right, just from what I heard on the ATIS, because it is in use. Last time when we called for our clearance, they did not give us a runway to expect during our clearance, which they should, so we can pre-program it and we know what to expect from ground control when we're handed over. And I had to wait until I requested ready for taxi before I actually got the actual runway that I was gonna get. And it was runway 10, a short runway and not one of the main runways. And yeah, they told me to backtrack the runway, and yeah, so there was all that going on. So let's see what we get today. Today we are FedEx 550. So are we on clearance? We are on clearance. Toronto clearance, FedEx 550, cargo ramp 604, requesting IFR clearance to Tampa.
FedEx 550, Toronto delivery. Expect runway tree right, Bettis tree departure, Air A transition, initial climb to 7,000 feet, squawk 1105.
Expect runway 33 right, Beach 3 departure, ERA transition, initial climb to 7,000, squawk 1105, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, read back correct. Contact ground 136.525 when ready for pushback or engine start.
136.525 when ready for push and start. FedEx 550. All right, well, there you have it, folks. A much better clearance. Right off the bat, first thing they did was give us a runway to expect. It matches with our Simbrief flight plan, and yeah, everything went good, and we did get a runway to expect. So much better experience so far than what we had on the last episode. We got the ATIS fixed, it looks like, and we got clearance giving us proper information here. Okay, so let me get that moved over. Whoops. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. Having issues with the other screen. Getting BeyondAtc set up over there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the aircraft set up, and I'll be back with you guys in 1 second when we're ready for our push and start. So I'll see you in a sec. All right, I went ahead and got clearance to push back and pushed back and got the rest of the plane set up. We are ready for a taxi. So let's go ahead and contact ground. We got our FMC all set up because they gave us the runway to expect this time. So now we're expecting runway 33 right. So let's go ahead and contact ground. Toronto ground, FedEx 550, ready to taxi to active.
FedEx 550, runway 33 right taxi via Juliet Echo Juliet. Hold short, runway 05.
Runway 33 right taxi via Juliet Echo Juliet. Hold short, runway 5. Okay, so they want me to go to runway 5, and we're gonna have 33 right. Okay, well, let's go. They could have got me to point my nose the other way, but we'll see. Do brake check here. Our brakes are good. So we're going over Juliet Echo, which is this little stretch right here. As you can see, it's a stormy, rainy, overcast, dreary day here in Toronto. This is Juliet here, so they told us to Juliet and hold short runway 5. So we will do just that. The hold short for runway 5 is just in front of us. So we'll see if we got to contact them or they're going to contact us. Should watch our speed here, getting a little carried away. This is runway 5 here. This is the Cat 3 hold short. They have aircraft hold short here so they don't interfere with the Cat 3 systems of aircraft incoming. Toronto ground, FedEx 550 waiting to cross runway 05.
FedEx 550, cross runway 05 at Juliet. Continue taxi via Juliet 11 Charlie, Mike Tree. Hold short runway 06 left.
Cross runway 05 at Juliet. Continue taxi via Juliet 11 Charlie, Mike 3. Hold short runway 6 left. I forgot to read my call sign right away, or when I did my read back, but I'm going to give you guys a look here because things aren't jiving with what they told us. So taxi to runway 33 right, Juliet, or cross runway 5 at Juliet, which is where we are here. You can see right here. Right, this is our hold short here. That's where they. And then they said 11 Charlie. As you can see, I don't know what 11 Charlie is. There is no 11 Charlie here. So I don't know. No 11 Charlie. There's no Mike 3. I don't know what Mike 3 is. I have Hotel and I have Hotel 6. So she told me to hold short runway 6 left, which is way down here. Yeah, the taxi instructions are making no sense unless they wanted me. Navigraph charts here. Unless they wanted me to come down here, and they're telling me to hold short here. Juliet and calling runway 23, runway 5, but again there's no Mike 1, or unless they want me to come down this way, because they did point me this way, but they're telling me to hold short 6 left, which is way down here. Oh, come on. But yeah, I digress. Because the runway we want is right here. So they're bringing us like on some, yeah, not impressed. Not impressed, my friends. Okay. ATC taxiing here in Toronto is not good to say the least. The taxiways just don't line up. The data, we have an 100% data conflict. So we're having trouble taxiing out of into Toronto. When we arrive at Toronto, we're having problems with taxi instructions leaving Toronto. It's just because the runway data is not syncing up, and yeah, I don't know how that's gonna get remedied for us people using Navigraph charts. It probably works out great for those who are not using Navigraph. But yeah, it's not very good for us that are. And I'm pretty sure the majority of flights being done IFR, the people are using Navigraph charts and SimBrief. It would be, yeah, it would be great. Navigraph or BeyondAtc is already using our flight plan from SimBrief, so it would be great if it could be using the rest of the nav data from Navigraph charts. Because for those of us who are using Navigraph charts, all our nav data from SimBrief is coming from Navigraph charts. So this fly Tampa Toronto International Airport matches 100%. The scenery matches 100% with my Navigraph charts. The parking space numbers, the taxi labeling of the taxiways, all of it matches 100%. But BeyondAtc is not matching up with that. I understand Captain and the crew over at BeyondAtc are saying that not everybody has Navigraph charts, and you know they want to keep the sim for access for everybody to use, which is great because it does work for those who don't have Navigraph charts, but it's kind of now excluding those who do have it because the data is just not matching up. For the time being, they might come up with a fix for that in the future, but yeah. Yeah, but that's what this series is all about. It's all about the adventures of BeyondAtc. We're going to show it all. We're going to show the wins. We're going to show the failures. We're going to show it all. Like I said in the description, we're going to show the good with the bad with the ugly. Right here. Keep from crossing our active. So when the traffic injection part comes along, I don't know how that's going to work. They're all going to be running on different airport data set than I got, and you know, so yeah, it should be an adventure for sure. But we're going to use this series and see how it all plays out. But I was impressed at the beginning with our clearance. We did get the runway to expect. We got a runway that correlates with our Simbrief flight plan, and a departure that correlates. So that all went good, and we got our runway to expect with our clearance like we should, which we didn't get last time. So we're going to start looking for these things to become consistent and see if we're getting consistency out of BeyondAtc, or if it's just a cluster everywhere. After this flight here, we'll start incorporating a bunch of different airports and see what the results are at different airports. And these airports will be payware airports, so yeah, should be interesting. I would have skipped you guys along to our departure here, but I got gabbing away there, and just showing you what's going on there, and we're almost at our active here. So that's the de-icing ramp there beside us on our right.
FedEx 550, contact Toronto Tower 118.7.
Over to Toronto Tower on 118.7 for FedEx 550. See ya. So the ATC didn't say anything about the route we took. We're at our active. So let's hold short here and get the rest of our aircraft set up here. I didn't even have my taxi lights on when I was taxiing. Okay, I will go ahead and throw our wing lights on. It's a dreary, yucky day. Auto brakes set, reject takeoff, flaps set. Start our clock. And we're good to go. MCP auto throttle on. Flight director's on. We're ready to go. Okay, when we were departing Tampa in the last episode, we were exactly how we are now, holding short on the runway we were getting ready to depart on. And when we told ATE, or when we contacted Tower and told them we were ready for departure, they told us to backtrack the runway. So let's see what happens here. When we tell ATC, tell Tower we're ready for departure. Toronto Tower, FedEx 550, ready for departure, runway 6 right.
FedEx 550, Toronto Tower, wind 020 at 7, runway 33 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 33 right, cleared for takeoff, FedEx 550. Okay, so that went good. They didn't tell us something silly this time, like backtrack the runway and call when ready for departure. So this flight is going better, except the taxi, our taxiway data, airport data is not matching up Toronto with BeyondAtc. The airport data that we're using. Okay, our engines look good, we're in sync. Let's go. Forward pressure on the yoke. Release the forward pressure. Gear up. Gear up. Pilot on. Clean up the aircraft a bit.
FedEx 550, contact Toronto departure 128.8.
Toronto departure on 121.8 for FedEx 550. See ya.
Negative, Toronto departure on 128.8.
Toronto departure 128.8 for FedEx 550. See ya. Toronto departure FedEx 550 through flight level 2,800.
FedEx 550, Toronto departure identified. Climb to 18,000 feet.
Climbing to 18,000 feet, FedEx 550. Are they going to give us vectors to our departure here? Toronto departure FedEx 550 requesting heading to next fix.
FedEx 550, direct Newbacks, turn left, heading 240, climb to 18,000 feet, altimeter 299er.
Direct Newbacks, turn left heading 240, climb 118,000, altimeter 299er. Whoops. Wrong button there. Direct Newbacks, make our turn. Breaking through these storm clouds here. Okay, so far this flight, everything has gone pretty good. There's no complaints. The only conflict we had is airport data for the taxiways and the whatnot. So yeah, that's what we got. But our clearance was good. Our takeoff instructions were good. Our handoffs were good. Everything else has been pretty good thus far. Hit my econ. get our airspeed up now. I set the econ for noise abatement. I followed the noise abatement procedures departing Pearson there. And yeah, just letting you guys have a look at our departure through these gnarly storm clouds. Yeah, these clouds go up quite a bit. Just keep you guys with me here until we clear to our cruise altitude, and then we should be good there. And I'll go ahead and do the cruise of this flight, and yeah, I'll meet up with you guys back when we're ready to make our arrival and approach. Now, if anything goes awry with BeyondAtc and they give me some funky instructions during our handoffs at cruise, I'll bring you back, and I'll definitely let you know about that and how that scenario all played out. But so far so good. We've seen some improvements over our last flight. We got our runway to expect with our clearance. We got the
FedEx 550, contact Toronto Center 124.925. Bye bye.
Contact Toronto Center 124.925. See ya. FedEx 550. Toronto Center FedEx 550 through flight level 160 for 180.
FedEx 550, Toronto Center, radar contact, climb to flight level 370.
Climbing flight level 370, FedEx 550. And they just cleared us to our cruise altitude. And that went all smoothly. So our departure went pretty smooth. As you can see there, we're flying our departure now. We're right on the numbers there. And our interaction with ATC and tower departure all went pretty smoothly. Nothing to be concerned with there. So yeah, good to see the improvements there. Okay, folks, I'm going to get her up to cruise, and if we have nothing to report during the cruise, I'll see you when we're approaching our TOD. So we'll see you in a sec.
FedEx 550, contact Toronto Center 128.275. Bye bye.
Toronto Center 128.275. See ya. Toronto Center FedEx 550 through flight level 200.
FedEx 550, Toronto Center identified.
All right, everyone, we're approaching our top of descent shortly here in a few miles. I've already gone ahead and contacted ATC and told them we were ready to start our descent. And ATC responded with descend via dates 1 arrival, which is what we had planned. Tampa Airport, landing runway 19 right, altimeter 3008. So yeah, this is good right here. You know, they've told us the runway to expect. They didn't give us any specific altitudes, altitude vectoring. They just told us descend via the dates 1 arrival. It's perfect. So I will descend using the aircraft's descent profile, and they gave me my altimeter. So yeah, our interaction with BeyondAtc for this flight has been really good. The only issues we've had is data.
FedEx 550, contact Jacksonville Center 132.3. Take care.
Over to Jacksonville Center 132.3 for FedEx 550. See ya. Jacksonville Center, FedEx 550, flight level 370.
FedEx 550, Jacksonville Center, descend and maintain 6000, altimeter 3008.
Descend and maintain 6000, altimeter 3008, FedEx 550. Okay, so we've been given 2 sets of instructions for our descent. ATC just instructed us to descend to 6,000. So we will comply. And set our altimeter to 6,000. But we will do that descent via the dates 1.
FedEx 550, contact Jacksonville Center 133.7. Have a good day.
Over to 33.7 for FedEx 550. See ya. Jacksonville Center, FedEx 550, flight level 370.
FedEx 550, Jacksonville Center, roger.
And that's good. Yeah, so far this flight has been really good. There is not much to speak about with BeyondAtc. The only thing we don't have is matching airport data for Toronto, my Toronto Pearson International, which is a fly Tampa airport. And we'll see how we do in Tampa when I get to Tampa. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check to see who my Tampa
FedEx
airport's by.
550, contact Jacksonville Center 134.4.
34.4 for FedEx 550. Good day. Jacksonville Center, FedEx 550, flight level 370.
FedEx 550, Jacksonville Center, roger.
And our TOD is coming up in a couple miles there. Just over about 11 miles. So we'll go ahead and set up our VREF there, and then we can come back here. And our TOD 9.2 miles. Now this is good the way this worked out. I contacted ATC when I was about 35 miles out from my transition, my Banff transition, and told them I was ready for descent. They gave me my my arrival information. They gave me my runway, gave me the altimeter. I was able to go ahead and set up my FMC for the arrival, and yeah, executed, and we're good to go. And we're throttling down now and about to start our descent in 2 miles. And there's our descent profile. Our speed brake, our spoilers. So I'm just watching our descent. It's a pretty steep one. We're descending at 2,500, 2,600 feet per minute right now. So she's descending pretty steep. It's pretty close. The runways will be a straight-in approach. So yeah, it's got to get down there. 2,700 feet. So I do have spoilers. Yeah. Giving her some drag. That's the one thing about this 737. You gotta really manage the speed on this old bird. She can get a little slippy and run away on you. Okay, we're right on our descent profile. See what happens when you don't do your checklist. I didn't clean up the aircraft at altitude. I had my landing lights on all the way. I had my engine start on continuous the whole way. Yeah, that's why it pays to use your checklist, people. There's a reason why they use checklists in aviation, and that's an example right there. But I digress. This video is about BeyondAtc, not my flying skills. So I will kindly divert the attention. Yeah, so let me know in the comments section, are you using BeyondAtc? What kind of experience are you having with it? Are you finding big problems with airport data information and taxi instructions? What kind of experience are you having? If you find these videos interesting and useful on keeping track of how things are coming along with BeyondAtc, yeah, in this series you'll get all the latest BeyondAtc news updates. Yeah, and I'll show you how BeyondAtc is behaving as we go through these flights, and the updates keep coming, and yeah, they keep improving it. I really can't wait for other traffic to come along and be introduced. Yeah. It'll be good to start hearing ATC communicate with other traffic and start to see other traffic. Yeah, it'll be fantastic. And I'm excited to watch it evolve. But yeah, just letting you guys see the descent here, because I want you to catch the full interaction with. I don't want you to miss an interaction with ATC as we're coming in on the arrival. It's one of the key moments in the flight. The cruise went perfect, and so far the arrival has gone perfect. So let's continue to ride this out. I would grade our last flight at probably a D, maybe a D plus. This flight definitely gets a better grade for sure. We'll see how the taxiing goes with Tampa. And I'm also running the enhancement mod for the maps. I'm running the latest versions of the high LOD maps from Bing. I could run the Google Maps if I wanted to, but I stick in with the Bing maps. It looks phenomenal. The latest maps with the high LOD looks phenomenal. You can see some of it down there now. The color looks so much better. The sim just looks so much better. Why everybody is not using this, I'm not sure why. Give you a look at the outside here. See if we can see some of that terrain down there. But it looks absolutely stunning. So the new, the latest high LOD satellite imagery maps from Bing. So I'll give you a little peek at that. I'm getting about 85, 86 FPS. Got the frame gen going. And yeah, we got a little bit of turbulence and a little bit of chop on our descent here. Our descent is slowed to about 1650. Getting my maps set up here. We're going to try and exit the runway at around Whiskey 4.
FedEx 550, contact Jacksonville Center 133.325, take care.
Over 33.325 for FedEx 550. Take care. Jacksonville Center, FedEx 550 through flight level 178.
FedEx 550, Jacksonville Center, roger.
Go ahead and reset our altimeters. I think our oh, come on. 187. One 187. Getting the airplane cleaned up here and ready for our approach. Okay, and we're good. Still on our descent profile. Speed is trying to creep up just a tad on us. We'll get to that. Just getting my situational awareness up to speed here. Just trying to anticipate our taxi information from BeyondAtc, what I expect to hear from them, but we'll see what we get. Getting too slow here. He's back on that drag. And I think we're pretty much good to go.
FedEx 550, contact Tampa, approach 135.5. Have a good flight.
35.5 for FedEx 550. See ya. Tampa radar control, FedEx 550 descending through 114, altitude 114 for 6,000.
FedEx 550, verify information, Charlie.
Information Charlie confirmed, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, Tampa approach, altimeter tree 008. Expect the visual approach, runway 19 right.
Altimeter 3008, expect the visual for runway 19 right, FedEx 550. So since he did that, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Take fatty. Coming through below 10,000, our speed's below 250 knots. We're good. Yeah, that updated terrain scenery looks great. I'm liking it. If you put a comparison of the original Microsoft Flight Sim scenery, Bing scenery, next to the updated scenery, it's pretty drastic. Like right now, looking down on that scenery, it looks pretty realistic. It would be a lot more green in in the original Bing scenery and stuff. It looks so much green and stuff. There's, you know, none of that variation and stuff, and the detail looks better here. You can see the plow marks in the farmers' fields and stuff. So yeah, it looks great. I better can concentrate on my approach here. Bring that all the way down. And start slowing my speed down here a lot. See, she's fighting me. Trying to get that altitude down, but now she doesn't want to slow down. Yeah, we're getting her there.
FedEx 550, leave Jake Ball heading 220, expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 19er right.
Leave Jake Ball heading 220, expect radar vectors for visual approach 19er right, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, turn left, heading 220, descend and maintain 3,000 vectors for the approach.
Turning left, heading 220, descend, maintain 3,000 vectors for the approach, FedEx 550. Slow our descent here and get this bird slowed down. Yep, just double checking. There's my ILS. Let's get that speed down.
FedEx 550, airport is at your 11 o'clock, 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
FedEx 550 has the field in sight.
FedEx 550, cleared visual approach, runway 19er right.
Cleared for the visual 19er right, FedEx 550. And I'm going to use the ILS. also have the visual, so we are good to go.
FedEx 550, contact Tampa Tower 119.5.
Tampa Tower on 119.5, FedEx 550, see ya.
Negative, Tower on 119.5.
Tower on 119.5 for FedEx 550, see ya.
2500.
Tampa Tower, FedEx 550 on the approach, 19er right.
FedEx 550, Tampa Tower, wind 165 at 7. Runway 19er right, cleared to land.
Clear to land, runway 19er right, FedEx 550. Get our speed down here. Spoilers aren't, minimum set. Auto brake set. Landing lights are on. I got the auto land on because I'm just trying to focus on this scenery and whatnot. I can see it popping in there. You can see it filling in the background, but I got the auto FPS going too, so it's adjusting my TLOD as I come in. And I got that enhancement mod running, so I'm kind of checking that out. But and it's the first time I'm approaching the airport using this mod, so it's creating the cache and stuff. My next time it probably will look a lot more solid coming in. We'll see. But right now it's about BeyondAtc. Cleared the land, coming in over the tops of the buildings and the trees here, which look pretty good actually. My glide slope on it is all over the place here. We got variable winds between 8 and 10 knots.
100.
I can't even see the VASIs. They show us low.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Exit left, Whiskey 4, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, contact ground 121.7.
Over to ground on 121.7, FedEx 550, see ya. Alright, well that went totally as planned. We got off on Whiskey 4, right where we said we wanted to get off, so yeah. Now we just got to see how our taxi to gate goes. Just let me get the aircraft cleaned up here. Okay, off, auto brakes off. And put our minimums back to altimeter. Flaps up, speed brakes down. Strobes off. Okay, we're good to go. Tampa ground FedEx 550, request taxi to ramp.
FedEx 550, welcome to Tampa Airport. Stay parking or advise if need assignment.
I don't even know what our ramp is. It's going to be cargo dock 7 on the FedEx ramp, right? Which is right here. Yeah, so dock 7 on the FedEx ramp. So let me bring that over for you, show you what BeyondAtc is showing us.
FedEx 550, welcome to Tampa Airport. Stay parking or advise if need assignment.
Okay, we want dock 7. Did we find a dock 7? 6. Oh, there's cargo dock 7, so let's tell them that.
Request cargo dock 7, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, say again, cargo ramp number.
So yeah, even though it shows it here, they're not going to give it to us, it looks like.
Request cargo dock 7, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, say again, cargo ramp number.
Let's see if they'll give us dock 1. How's that? No dock. How about dock 3?
Request cargo dock 3, FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, say again, cargo ramp number.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't even know what they're calling these, the FedEx ramp, the whole ramp where I want to go, and you know, it's not seeing any of these, even though it's giving me the option in the down below. So you can see it right there for yourself. I showed it to you.
FedEx 550, say again, cargo ramp number.
We'll take any cargo ramp, please. FedEx 550.
FedEx 550, say again, cargo ramp number.
Okay, that's it. I've lost my patience right there. We're gonna go ahead and kibosh it right there. Anytime I say there's a fail or there's a whatnot, we're gonna end the video right there, and that was a fail. By rights, I could have called it a fail at the right at the onset on the on-go, but you know, we can see what we got going on here. We got an obvious data issue here. BeyondAtc is not going to read Navigraph charts, and most of us are running our entire sims based off the latest nav AirX cycle and nav data from Navigraph charts. Yeah, I don't know how the crew over at BeyondAtc is going to get around this, but you know, it's obviously going to be an issue, and it will. What's going on here? Get my parking brakes off. So it will obviously continue to be an issue for anybody that's using Navigraph charts and Navigraph AirX cycles and data as their primary source of nav data and information. Most of the payware airports are using the Navigraph data to construct their airports, and this airport is no different. My map data and everything totally matches Navigraph charts here, but BeyondAtc is not going to is not going to be able to see that because it's getting its data from somewhere else. Just to show you, I'll bring it over. Let me slow down my taxiing here. But you can see this is Navigraph charts. This is the airport diagram. I'm taxiing down Juliet right now, or off Juliet into the grass. But yeah, this is our parking up here, the FedEx ramp. Let me just stop this here for a sec. This is our parking up here for the FedEx ramp. These are all the spots here that BeyondAtc can't see. I asked for spot 1, I asked for spot 3, I asked for spot 7, and it kept saying what. So yeah, we killed the ATC because it's not gonna help us there. Yeah, but we did get off on Whiskey 4. It did see that right here, so we were here, so that jived. But yeah, the parking spots and the gates and all that is going to be a no-go for BeyondAtc here, and it's a no-go at my Toronto airport, and it seems to have done okay at Boston Logan so far. But we'll test that more, and we'll go out and we'll go over and we'll test our JFK, and they're all payware scenery. So if I was using the non-payware scenery and just using default Flight Sim Airport, I'd probably be doing much better at this, having much luck with the taxi vectoring, or however you want to call it. But yeah, that is what it is. And yeah, this is what this is all about. But our departure and our arrivals, we got our runways to expect. We got the ADA sorted out. Yeah, and as to when we're going to be able to get this taxiing stuff sorted out, I don't know. But I think personally, but I'm not a pro at this, and I'm probably the least knowledgeable in this area, but I have a feeling that with BeyondAtc and the Navigraph charts thing is going to become a bigger issue than we think. When it comes to taxing and nav data. But I've been 100% totally been known to be absolutely wrong. So, and this is one of those occasions where I hope I don't have a clue what I'm talking about, and BeyondAtc has got this, and we'll get this all sorted out. But yeah, it is what it is. But this is absolutely where I was trying to get to, and I have no way of telling ground control that this is where I want to be, and can you please send me over this way, because I don't know what BeyondAtc is calling this spot. And if I don't ask for it the way BeyondAtc sees it, then it's not going to give it to me. So that's it. But so there we have it, friends. Taxied over here anyways. Just wanted to bring it to you. I want to show these bugs, and I want to show where BeyondAtc is working for us, and I want to show where it's not working for us. At the beginning of the video, I showed how to rectify that ADIS thing. I had no idea of that, but so far our ADIS seems to be working. I forgot to check the ADIS when I was arriving here, and but I digress. So we'll leave it here for now, and until our next video, as always, my friends, stay safe, stay healthy, and remember to keep the blue side up, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.